Hey guys, so this is part two of what is SEO. Again, these are just kind of overviews, basic terms, that kind of thing. This part is going to be a little bit more about the explanation for what some of these terms mean. Specifically, we're going to be getting into ranking factors to be able to talk about those. So, oh yes, there's more. All right. Off-page ranking factors. Off-page ranking factors are some of the most numerous and important ones when it comes to ranking a website for an industry and its target markets. All of these off-page ranking factors work synergistically to help rank in both organic listings and map listings. So you can't really you used to be able to do just SEO for maps or just SEO for organics, and they were kind of standalone. Now they really work together. They don't really work very well unless they work together. Just as something to mention. Off-page ranking strategies is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, and is where things get complicated. As always, I will try to keep the geekiness to a minimum. So the first one, and definitely one of the most important ones as far as off-page ranking goes, is backlinking. The way that other websites affect each other is based largely on the trustworthiness and the overall usefulness of one another. Not to get too geeky, it helps to understand the way Google kind of grades a website based on all ranking factors. The higher the grade, the higher the stats. The two most important stats when determining the power and therefore the quality of a website are citation flow, or CF for short, and trust flow, or TF for short. This is stuff that I don't expect you necessarily to really dig into with a business owner, but this is more just so that you have an understanding of how do we determine how powerful a site is in its market? Those two stats are very, very important and give us a very good idea kind of what we need to beat, because we'll look at the CF and the TF of the current top dog in a particular market. CF and TF range on a scale from 1, which is basically worthless, to 100, which is sites like Wikipedia, Microsoft, Apple, Google.com. The closer to 100, the better, with an average non-SEO project site sitting somewhere between 15 and 30. 30 is actually pretty decent. The University of Houston's citation flow and trust flow is currently at 54 and 65, respectively, which is very, very good. Something we're excited about is having a working strategy to get backlinks from .edu sites like the University of Houston, and really increase the power to our clients' websites in a way that very few other SEO companies can. It's kind of an out-of-the-box way to get a major backlink to a project that actually also it's not free. It does cost us some money, but it's tax deductible because there's some donation involved in it, and it's one of the ways that a business owner can give back to a kind of a learning center, a college, a school, whatever it is that's got that .edu at the end of it. The .edu sites usually have really powerful trust flow and citation flow. Backlinking is finding a way to create a link from an authoritative website to a client's website, a very important signal to Google. Google reacts to this site linking to yours as a thumbs up from a trusted source, and therefore more trustworthy and deserving of a higher ranking. Again, this is a high-level explanation of backlinking and a sufficient way to talk to a client about backlinking and how it's a part of our strategy to rank their website. Social media signals. Google's giving an increasing amount of weight to websites that have interactivity and linkage to and from social media platforms, so much so that it's having an effect on rankings for organic positions. What this means to a client is that having an active and engaging social media presence is extremely important in today's online market, if they didn't already know that, and that for an SEO project, for their website to be as successful as possible, they need to make that happen. And yes, we're the solution to that part of the overall marketing puzzle by offering SMM. We're going to do social media marketing for our clients because I want any SEO project that we do for a client to be maximum results, and this is one of the ways to ensure that, and it's another way of potentially them having another source of leads coming in as far as that goes. Citations. I remember me talking about citation flow, the CF stat. Citations are simply places across the internet directories mostly, like Yellow Pages, that kind of thing, where a business has its name, address, and phone number listed, and sometimes the company's website as well. Social media accounts are considered citations as well, and some of the most important ones for reasons we just discussed. The more relevant citations a website has indexed over time, the better they'll do both organically and especially in the map results, because again, you're giving phone number, you're giving physical address. Very important. These directories also serve as a peripheral source of leads once indexed and found by consumers. So, somebody might accidentally trip over yellowpages.com and find our client, and that might be their point of contact. Not that likely, but it is possible. Another thing to note about citations is that they can take time. They can take a while to be indexed by Google, which is another reason why SEO takes a little while to work. There are many more off-page ranking factors that get into geeky land where we dare not tread when talking about SEO with a prospect or contact. Suffice it to say that backlinking in particular is an art form and it's difficult. Backlinking requires creativity, money, savvy, patience, and many other things to be done in a way that Google will like and ultimately lead to higher rankings for a website. Backlinking is one of the things that in our industry that everyone is always trying to come up with different ideas in different ways, kind of like what I was talking about with the .edu. That's a strategy that, again, very few people in our industry have any idea of how to do something like that. And that's the way that we want to keep it, obviously. But backlinking is difficult. This backlinking strategy is the one thing that if a business owner really wanted to get into their own SEO and do their own SEO, they could probably go through and educate themselves on all of the different on-page factors and, learn how to manipulate the website platform, the web design platform that they want to use to build their site. They might be able to optimize their site pretty well. They might be able to go in and get some good content written, or maybe even write it themselves if they studied on how to do it right. All of the on-page stuff is possible. It's not likely because, again, are they in the business of doing that? No, they're in the business of running their business. But having said that, if they somehow manage to get all of that part right, it still won't be enough in any kind of sizable or competitive market without the off-page stuff. And the biggest off-page thing is backlinking, which is complex. It requires structures to be in place. Again, it's difficult, and it's something that we're very good at. When I talked about it requiring creativity, we've got creativity. We've got access to tons and tons of people that want to help everyone else win. So when they come up with something that works, they share it. We jump right on that, field test it ourselves, and just make sure that we're always over delivering. I always want to under promise and over deliver in every project that we do, and our off-page ranking is particularly in where it comes to backlinking is something that I feel like that we're very competent in. So anyway, so again, this isn't an exhaustive list. You'll find that out real quick if you start checking out different articles on searchengineland.com, Search Engine Watch, all the other different, hundreds and hundreds of different resources. Please feel free to check those out. Don't get too lost in the weeds on the technical stuff. Again, you don't want to glass over the eyes of the guy you're talking to about all the geekiness. We just basically want to, again, it's sales. We want to focus on, features and benefits. So I hope that gives you guys some good ideas. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to ask me. I'm sure this is something that we're going to be talking about as we go along. Anyway, see you on the next video.